Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, I had to change my shirt because I was getting a little cold. And by the way, um, I know I might get a lot of compliments about this sweater, and if I do, thank you in advance. It's one of my favorite sweaters. But I purchased this sweater off of My Pride Apparel. You can catch them on Instagram. That's when I started seeing their sweatshirts, but I purchased this off of Instagram. I love this sweatshirt. I have 3 other sweatshirts by them. So that's where I got it from, My Pride Apparel. I will leave the name again in the description down below. But anyways, today I am back with another video. I'm going to do a small book haul, and I'm also going to do a September TBR. I'm not going to do my full September TBR simply because I will be doing a throwback-a-thon. And in that video, I'm not going to do that TBR yet because I don't have all the books. So I went to the library today and I got 2 books for that readathon, but I think I need to get more. I might have the other ones at my house. I just have to look on these bookshelves. But I will do my September TBR, and I will also do a small book haul. I went to the store, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. And the store that I went to was City Trends. And City Trends, that was like my 3rd time being there, and my cousin had told me that they sold books there. So I was going to Applebee's, and it was a City Trends right next to Applebee's, and I went back into the back section where the books were, and I got some books from there, and some African American books, by the way. And the first book that I got from there is called Sugar. Sugar, and the top of the book says, "Life on a sugar plantation isn't always easy." So this book is about a girl named Sugar, and she works on a plantation, but slavery is officially over, and she befriends the plantation's owner. His son, his name is Billy, and I guess she's a very inquisitive little girl. She loves learning about life and history or whatnot. So there are, it says, some Chinese people that come to work on a plantation, and she trains them for the plantation, and then in return they teach her the values of the Chinese tradition. So I think this is like middle age. I don't know. The font is very big. I don't know if you can see it. It's very big, but I got it because it looked interesting. And this book was $2. $2. I don't know if you can see it, but $2. $2. I said, oh, yeah, sold. So that's that book. And then this book I also got from City Trends, and it's by Vanessa Miller, and it's called Heroes of Rebellion. The synopsis is really long, and I don't feel like reading it. So I got it because it was thin, and if I'm in a reading slump, I figure I can just read it. It is, how many pages is this, guys? 124 pages. So I can pretty much read this in a day or 2, depending on how busy I am. So that's this book, and this book was also $2 at City Trends. This is probably going to be a place where I go get some books, okay? Because they're cheap. Then the next book I got from City Trends as well, and I seen this on Instagram. It was like popping on Instagram for a hot minute, and it's called Learning to Breathe by Janice Lynn Mather. And it's, of course, guys, all the books I read is by African Americans, okay? Just had to put that out there. And this is a picture of her in the back. She's Bahamian. I really don't know what this book is about. So, but any of you guys have ever read this, let me know. Like I said, it's a novel. I know when I seen the cover, I'm like, oh, this is autobiography. Who is she? But then I look, I'm like, oh, no, it's a novel. This book was $2.99 at City Trends. So, also got this book. And another book that I got at City Trends that I I already had at home, so I'm just going to unhaul it and give it to my cousin, was Kimberly Lawson Robbie, Best Friends Forever. I love this author. I love all of her books. Let me tell you. I love her. Like, she is a phenomenal author. I haven't read the Curtis Black series, but I do have, I think, 4 or 5 of the books. They're completely out of order, but I need to buy all of them because I heard like that's a really good series, and it's 15 books in the series, and I only have 4 or 5. I need to get on it. But I purchased this at City Trends, but I had already had it at my house. So I'm giving it to my cousin Monique. Hey, Monique, if you're watching, I love you, cuz. And this book is basically about 2 best friends. One friend has cancer, and the other friend is helping her out during that cancer scare or that cancer process. And that's all I'm really going to say, because I don't really want to give away the book. I haven't even read it yet, but it's a good book. I read the reviews, and a lot of people said that it's good. And I also love her standalone novels because they're really, really thin. And also, these are good for reading slumps. If you're in a reading slump, you can pick one of these up and just read it. So, that's that. Best Friends Forever. And I will be doing my July wrap-up. It's so late, but I'm going to be doing it. And I read another one of her books called Copycat, which was a very good book, but I'll put that in my next video, in my August wrap-up, which I need to do. I think I'm doing 3 videos today, so if you see a lot of alerts from me, you'll know why. The next book that I got was from the library last Sunday when I went. Our library has a bookstore inside of it, and it's called Philosophy and Feminist Thinking by Jean Grimshaw. She is not African-American. But I read like the first few pages of this book at the library, and I'm like, I'm getting this book. Feminism all the way for me. So thought it was an interesting topic and something that I would love to learn more about. So that's why I purchased it, and I believe this book was $1 at my local library. So that is it for the small book haul. Now, let's get into my September TBR. Okay. For my TBR, the first book that I have is the book that I've started reading, and it's called When Loyalty Dies, So Does Love by Dorothy Brown. Newton. Now, let me tell you. I purchased another one of her books, and it's called... No, I purchased 3 of her books. I'll show y'all. This is my favorite bookshelf right here, by the way. I purchased this book. At the same time, I purchased Obsessive Behavior Saga, and I purchased He Used to Love Me. Okay, they're all by her. And I've been told that her books are good, but let me tell you, I started reading this. This book is good. Like, it's action-packed. It's good. It's your typical urban street lit. It's good so far. It's following friends Tasha, Ursula, Jay, Rail, and some other cat. I can't... What's his name? I'm sorry, guys. Jay. What's dude's name? I forgot. Rails. I said Rails. Turk is his name. If you like street lit, you're going to love this book. Don't let this cover fool you. Like, don't let it fool you. Because at first I'm like, this book, it looks a little romancy. Nope. The first line I read in this book, it said, and this is a collection too. First of all, before I get into the first line, this is a collection. Okay. So, I bought this off of Thrift Books, okay? And on Thrift Books, it said that it was a saga. So, I love big books. Books over 400 pages, I love them. So, I'm thinking, okay, this is an over 400-page book. So when I purchased it, I'm like, this book is thin. What's the deal? So I did my research and I went on, where did I go? I went on Goodreads, and it had it on Goodreads. It had this book, and then it had part 1 and part 2. Part 1 was like 117 pages, and part 2 was like 112. And this is just the saga of it. This is part 1 and part 2 together. So maybe you guys might have read it separately, but this is the whole collection. And that's the same with another book, Obsessive Behavior Saga, I believe, which is a book that I purchased twice, not knowing, and I'm probably going to give that one to my cousin Monique as well. But this book is so good. It's street lit, it's good. I'm on chapter 30. I'm on page 37 right now. It really don't have chapters. It just has like the people's name, and then it just starts. I've already started annotating it because it's good. It starts off with Tasha saying it was one of those days. Tasha, really couldn't understand why these bitchs would hate on you when they didn't even know you. This bitch had one more time to say some slick shit out of her mouth about me to my man. The man that I was speaking about was Rails. I seen that. I said, this is hood, just the way I like it. And it's street, just the way I like it. So that's why I picked it up. But anyways, it follows all those friends. This book follows all those friends. And Tasha and Rails are together. And she has 2 friends, Jay and Ursula. And then Rails has a friend named Turk. And him and Turk, they sell drugs. But y'all, like I said, I'm only on page 37. And it's already like 2 twists. And I'm 37 pages in. So and if I say anything else, it's really going to give the book away, and I'm not going to say it because it's not in the synopsis, and I don't want to give the book away, but it's love, deceit, it's a murder that already happened in a book. Tasha is damaged, I will say that. Tasha does have some issues, but this book is just good. Read it. Please read it and support this author. She's probably going to be one of my faves. So read it. So far, so good. I'm loving it. Okay. And then the next book is called, I also hauled this book back in either December, January, February, who knows. Got it from Thrift Books, but it's called Bedroom Bully. Okay. By Trista Russell. As you know, I would say nothing but good things about Trista Russell because the first book that I read, this is my bookmark. The first book that I read by her was phenomenal. So I will always just say positive things about her. And I'm going to read a little bit of the synopsis. Okay. And it's not as what it may seem. Okay. As Audra Chandler watches news reports about the infamous Turnpike cop killer at her favorite after-work spot, the first thing she expects is to find the wanted man waiting at her house like an old familiar lover. Shaken with fright when he nudges a gun to her body and demands protection, Audra has no clue how deeply the murder's rough, tender touches will penetrate the heart and layers of her heart. Dean Tyson can't believe he's on the run after shooting 2 cops, but he never dreamed that his young daughter would be molested either. A crushing reality that paused the hard-working father to the brink of insanity. With the entire city of Miami on the hunt for him, Dean must figure out a way to save his daughter before vanishing from her life forever. To complicate matters, his hostage is sexy, thick. She's a sexy, thick beauty whose attraction to him is impossible to ignore. So this is like a street lit book too. So I'm excited about reading this. I've already started. I read chapter 1. See, it's hard. It's hard for me because once I start one book, if I come in this room in my house, if I come in this room for anything, which I have my work shoes in here, I look at my bookshelves, and I looked at it the other day and I said, oh, I'm about to start this book too. So I read chapter 1, and so far so good. This is a really good book so far. So this is on my September TBR. Then the next book is The Streets Have No King by Jaquavis Coleman. To mock soul, bro, you will totally love this book. You will love this book because you're really into street literature. Hey, you are the street lit author, so of course you will love this book. Shout out to Mock Soul. And this book says that it's based on actual events. So I'm going to read one paragraph from the synopsis, and then we'll talk about it. A street thriller of kidnapping, murder, and love that will have you at the edge of your seat. After 7 years in prison, multimillionaire drug mogul Kane Garrett is back on the streets, but instead of diving back into the drug game, he's teaching a college class, infusing business principles with his signature ruthless edge he developed in the streets. When a student and heavy heroin dealer named Bazille catches Kane's eye, Kane takes him on as his protege, and together they build the biggest, smartest drug trafficking business the state has ever seen. But when Bazille meets Mariah, Kane's only daughter, lines get crossed and their dominant business union becomes a deadly rivalry. Welcome to a world where the kings meet their ends and no one stays on the top for long. The crown always lies heavy on who commands the streets, and Kane and Bazille will fight to claim their rule before power is toppled again. I read the whole synopsis, I'm sorry. So this is definitely a book that I know Tamak Soul would love, and it's a book that I'm going to read. And September 1st, Jaquavis just put out a part 2 of this book. It's called, what is it called? Oh, The Streets Have No Queen. But you can only get that book on like an ebook on Amazon. I looked it up on Amazon, and you can only get it off of Amazon or off of like, I don't know, any other sites or whatever, but it only comes in ebook form, the second book, and I've read the reviews on that on Goodreads, and it's really, really good. So I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to purchase, I hate ebooks, but I want to read the sequel to this when I'm done, so I'm going to read The Streets Have No Queen. So I'm taking Mariah, the girl that I just mentioned in the synopsis. She might be the queen, but I don't know because I haven't read it yet. So that's that. And then the next book is My Man, Her Son by Jay Trimble. I've never heard of this author before, so if any of you have ever read this book, please let me know in the comment section down below. And I'm going to read the first paragraph of this synopsis. Courtney Coco Jackson has no boundaries when it comes to being promiscuous. Known for having a flirtatious behavior along with an out-of-control sex addiction, Coco goes after every man who crosses her path. However, she will ultimately cross the line when she uses her playful seduction to catch her best friend, Lynn's only son. Rayshawn, a young, handsome man who's never had a problem attracting the opposite sex, is too much eye candy for Coco to resist. In order for their secret relationship to progress, they must maneuver around an angry single mother, Coco's jealous daughter, and tons of prying eyes. Just when things start to heat up in their hush-hush love affair, Felice, the stacked and attractive owner of Fantasy Girls magazine, throws herself in the burning fire. Everything around Rayshawn is spinning out of control, but nothing compares to the major secret that has been kept from him his entire life. So I've had this book for a while, actually, and I actually read like the first few paragraphs, and it's coming in like the first few paragraphs dives right into a situation. And I had to do my research to make sure this wasn't a part 2 of some book because it just dived into something. And it's not, but I kind of put it down because, you know, whatever. But I'm going to give it back a stab this month. So I'm reading these 4 books and then probably another 4 books from the throwback read along or read-a-thon, shall I say. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. But thank you guys for watching. If any of you has ever read any of these books, please leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys read them and let me know how you felt about them. And another shout out to Sheila Rowlands. Hey girl, she was the first person that has ever commented on my comments when I first started my channel. So hi Sheila, and I hope everything is okay. So thank you guys for watching, and look out for my next video. Like I said before, I do plan on doing a what's in my reading bag video. And I also plan on doing my favorite authors, which I've been saying that for a long time, and my top 5 favorite books. So look out for those videos because I'm probably going to film them today and then post them like gradually. But all right, guys, I hope you guys have a good night, a good day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.